What's up, D Nation? Nick Landry here for the 10K Challenge weekly update, and it was one crazy week. We had an awesome week at the tables, but that's just not the cream of this week. The cream is Ray Bitar has turned himself in. So we had a guy fold quad eights at the World Series of Poker, a winner of the biggest tournament ever buy-in of $1 million. So let's get my numbers out of the way for last week. I played 5.5 hours, profited $395.70 for a win rate of $73 an hour. So we closed out the month of June last month. We profited $1,867. We averaged $72 an hour, and we put in a little bit over 25 hours worth of play. So the 10K challenge is now at $9,657, and we're very close to that hand-by-hand play I promised you guys once I got to $9,800. So hope to be in that category within the next week or so, since we're only about $150 away. Yeah, the biggest story in poker is Ray Bitar, unfortunately, not the World Series of Poker. He turned himself over to the FBI, basically because Ireland was going to extradite him back to the United States anyhow. But it is a shame that he did this during the World Series of Poker, so he's taking some fame away from the World Series of Poker. So again, you know, just a scumbag that he is. There was also some new indictments released this week, and it spreads a lot of light on how Full Tilt was operating up to this point before Black Friday happened. And so it appears that probably at the progress they were going at, that, you know, Full Tilt was actually going to collapse anyhow from the big Ponzi scheme that they were running. So I'll put a link down below. Read the indictment and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are of how you feel that Ray Bitar and Full Tilt was operating, and how it's really spread some light on how everything was going there at Full Tilt. So let's get off of this scumbag and let's talk about something else. And one last word for you, Ray Bitar: go hug yourself. So in this last week, there really wasn't anything happening in legislation, online poker news. So we're actually going to talk a little bit about what happened in the World Series of Poker. There was two big things that came out this week, and we're going to talk about the same tournament, the big one for one drop. And that's the $1 million buy-in tournament that I'm sure everybody's heard about, where everybody buys in for $1 million. They had 48 players. There was one player named Mikhail Smirnov, and he actually folded quad eights. I could have never done it myself. You know, even Phil Gonafor talked about this hand, and I would have had to make the call myself. But he folded it thinking the guy had 10-9 for the straight flush and the way he played it. And he said the guy was very upset at the end of the hand. I really don't know. It'd be interesting if this is televised, they show that hand, because I really want to see if he made the right play or not. And if he did, that was the biggest laydown I've ever seen in poker history. Antonio Estevari actually won the tournament, so he ended up pocketing like $18 million, but we all know he's probably had pieces sold out somewhere along the lines of that, so he really didn't make all that. And he says that, you know, it was more about the win than the money. And of course, if anybody's saying that, then of course they definitely had shares sold off for themselves. And finally, that brings us to the question of the week. And David Sidney writes, I have trouble playing out of position. What kind of tips do you have? Well, in poker, you basically have three advantages. One is a skill advantage. The other one's a card advantage. And the last one is position. So if you're going to play out of position, David, the first thing it is I would be selected for some better hands until you get more accustomed to be able to read opponents. And as your skills improve, then you're going to be able to make better decisions of playing these opponents out of position. So right now, if you're going to play somebody, you don't want to play a real pro or regular. You want to be playing somebody who is a fishy player, and you're going to be isolating to that player. Even though you're going to be playing them out of position, it's going to be profitable to do so. Again, that's what I would be looking for, is just playing better hands and tightening up that range when you are playing out of position, and that will help you make a lot better and easier decisions. So I'd love to hear from you guys about the question of each. Comment below or leave a video response, however you feel to do it. So big thank you to all my subscribers, anybody who has clicked that like button or shared this thing wherever it is you share things to help the D Nation grow. Until next time, good luck at the table.